All right. Let's do this, Dave. Let's come to the stage, mate, and let's set the tone here. So, hey, welcome, everybody. We are live. Dave, can you just do a quick tech run, please, mate? Make sure everything's all good there. Looks like we've got people here joining us in the studio. We'll bring them up in a second. But, yeah, let's get rocking and rolling. Well, this is the AI Social Selling and AI and Social Selling Masterclass. What was it titled as? Where you had me at hello. And so we're going to do a deep dive in today, some around attraction marketing, how to use AI. And I'm going to leave you with the opportunity here on how to build a funnel and how to do your presentation, your preparation, to do your presentation, to do your communication, and how to develop this and bring people to you, to stop you from having to chase people and, starting to get into that attraction marketing mode. I'm going to bring everybody to the stage here now. So before we get started, we get into the actual masterclass, I just want to quickly go around the room. I haven't prepared you for this. I'm putting you all on the spot, but thank you very much for joining us live here in the studio. So I want to go to Jade first, and I'll let her be the guinea pig. So you guys can, the rest of you can understand what's going on here. But Jade, I'd love you to talk a bit about the pain and the pressure of marketing, and how frustrating it is for you when you've either been the one pitching or you've been pitched. What is that experience quickly? And let's just go around the room with everybody and get to share like a 30-second story of how you felt when you're either being pitched or you're the one pitching. Jade?
I guess probably the biggest thing is if you're not talking to the right target market and you're not really got your message out there, then probably the biggest thing is you have no idea who you're speaking to. And if you're creating an offer and you're getting crickets, or, you're not getting any likes or loves or comments or hell yeses, then, something's not working, right? And then being, on the other hand, being pitched to, like, how many times have you been in, like, had messages in your inbox, never even met the person before, and they are pitching their offer at you? Like, it's frustrating. And yeah, on both parts, it's frustrating.
It sure is. So, Judy, like, have you got a story where someone's pitched you, and how does that make you feel?
Yes, well, generally, if I don't know them, I don't want to know them. I don't want to know what they've got unless I know them and why they're pitching me so hard.
Very, very valid point.
Yeah, you get WhatsApp messages from people that you've never heard of before.
Yeah. So no relationship there. But what when someone you got a connection and you have a relationship with, and they've built a bit of rapport with you and they present an offer to you, how's that experience go for you?
I haven't had much of experience in that area, but generally I can listen. I listen. if it isn't my cup of tea, then you just tell them so nicely. But yes.
But at least if you've got a relationship, right, the key thing there is you will listen. You'll give them the time of the day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And as for me pitching to someone else, I find it very difficult to pitch to someone I don't know very well. Although I have stopped people in the street and said, this and this, and they just yes or no, one or the other.
Being guilty, I've done that many a time myself, and I've realized that there's a better way to do it. So in the right space to learn that today. So Melissa, over to you, champion. What's a story where you've been pitched at, and how did that make you feel?
I actually had one just yesterday, and it was, I've been connecting with a few new people online, and this person had actually friend requested me, so I checked out their profile. It was all good. They were a coach in a similar thing to what I'm interested in, and it was pretty much just hi, and then a full-blown pitch on what they want me to do with them or for them. And it's just icky. It just doesn't feel right. There's no relationship there yet.
Yeah. Now, you hear the key words there, everyone? It feels icky. It doesn't feel right. There's no relationship. There's no connection. Love it. Glenn, have you got a story that you can share?
I struggle with communication a lot, and I've had to take a big step back lately just due to my mental health. I'm trying to do what I can as I can. I've identified my target market. I'm trying to grow my audience. It's just very slow going.
Yeah, cool. So you're looking for help with you to be able to communicate more effectively, and that'll help you. Is that it?
Trying to get more comfortable with it, and I got to work on scripting because I have difficulty just ad-libbing on some. You know, if it's something I talk about all the time, it flows right out. If it's something I haven't talked about much, it takes a while.
Yeah, cool. So if we can help you with your communication today and your messaging and give you some clear direction on how to essentially take people from cold to sold without having that direct pitch sort of process, would that be something that would be helpful for you today?
Yes.
Brilliant. You're in the right space. Well done. Welcome to the call. So we won't go through everybody because we've got a lot to cover. I just wanted to set the tone and go through this space here of you know, what it feels like when we're pitched, and so Dave, if you can just spotlight me, mate, and we'll go to just play around there. We go. Awesome. So we want to go, you know, highlight the effect, the outcome, the results of what it feels like to be pitched and link spammed and all that. And guess what? When I first started, I did everything that everybody else does in this space too. I totally sucked at this game. I fell flat on my face so many times, and I scared so many people. It was like, you know, they say, "Oh, here's Jeff Ross. What's he trying to sell me today?" Hey, put your hand up, guys, if you've experienced that. Been in this game long enough, I'm sure you have. And I know that was me. I actually equate it to, you know, it's probably the experience that I gave people, and I take ownership this now, and I've asked for forgiveness and asked for grace and asked for apologies and all of that. But the experience that I gave people was, you know, it's like you're walking along the beach and a dog's trying to hump your leg. I know that's a pretty crude visual, but that's the experience that we give people when we pitch. And I really want to highlight that because, you know, you want to come across as a person of influence. We want to come across as likable. And, you know, it's that whole thing of how to influence people and win friends, right? And that's where, you know, we position ourselves as marketers, as attraction marketing. That's what we're doing here. And being in this game for, you know, since 2010, I come to realize very, very quickly that I was really great at the technical know-how, the strategy and all that sort of thing. But what helped me go from good to great was when I mastered my message and I really found my communication, found my voice. So let's dive in. We're going to get started here, and we're going to talk about attraction marketing. We're going to show about how AI can really help you to support this conversation, you know, do the preparation so you can do the presentation so you can be better communicator. Dave, if you just want to unmute yourself there, mate, I can't see my screen anymore with StreamYard. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see you. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Well, it's really interactive. I just want to set the stage here. And Dave, can you just mute everybody, please? Thanks, mate. And I just want to set the stage here, do some education and some knowledge base and drop some wisdom here. Then we're going to shift into a show, don't tell approach. We're going to get into, Dave's going to be my guinea pig. I'm going to show you how to use AI to help you to do some preparation so we can do some awesome presentation. I actually hosted this masterclass on the Gold Coast event a couple of weeks ago. It was a huge hit. So let's dive in. And straight away, this slide is I have a secret. Marketing has not changed. So what has? Well, it's the channels, it's the delivery, it's the tools that has changed. You know, if you think back 2,000 years ago, where we had our villages and we had the marketplace, you know, the marketplaces where, you know, we had you had the tent maker, you had the grocer, you had the sheep herder, you had, had all of the businesses there in the marketplace. And people came to the marketplace not just to do business, not to just do transactional, but they came to a space where they did conversation, they did collaboration, they did connection, and they did community. In today's world, we have so many different channels, and we can go create a global environment, a global marketplace to be able to connect with people, to build collaboration, to build community. And AI is taking the world by storm, and it helps us to be able to create a clearer message and help us to do the heavy lifting so that we can, perform at our best and connect to the heart, right? And I always come back to this point. Our story is what truly matters. At the end of the day, we're not marketing products or services or anything like that. What we're actually marketing and what I'm talking about here is personal branding. Personal branding. And what I'm actually really connecting here to is the story. So we've got to stop trying to sell awesome products like this and push products onto people. What we've got to sell first and foremost is us. And we've got to share the story. A personal brand, what it actually really is the story people talk about you when you're not in the room. So as marketers, as influencers, our job, what is our job? Our job is to tell the story in a way that people connect to, and they can go repeat to that story to other people, for people who are in the room. And I really feel that AI is taking the world by storm, and AI, it's plus our heart equals our superpower, right? It's not a replacement. It's a tool. And what it has actually done for me and what I see it doing for others when we use it in a really powerful way is I reckon the future of marketing is influencer style marketing. It's us getting out there, sharing our story, but it's AI plus personalization. It's that combination. It's the 1-2 punch hook. When we can give people a personalized experience that it makes them feel like we're talking to them, into that voice in their head, that's where people connect to us on the heart-to-heart level. I pride myself being one of the best in the marketplace and helping people to do this. Jonathan Fultz, I heard him say the other day, this is another AI thought leader in America, that he talks about knowledge, right? Coming to space where we're in this world already, that knowledge is a $0 game. And AI has powered this whole conversation. If you know how to use the tools, you don't need to go pay for education anymore. You can go find all of that for free. So what do people pay for? Well, people pay they pay for leadership. They pay for mentorship. They pay for community. They pay for connection. So they want to, feel like they're doing this together. And that's what we're doing here in the Laptop Lifestyle Dads community. We're in a space where it's leadership 101. We're empowering and we're equipping. We're encouraging. We're supporting, and we're running the race together. And that's what we're, of course, doing here. So who struggles here with storytelling? Like those of you who are here on the call today, put your hand up. If you struggle in a way to communicate and connect your story to get people to buy in, to get them to influence. I know that was me. That's where I really struggle. And this is where I went from good to great, from okay, getting a few sales, to explosive growth overnight. I felt like overnight, right? I learned how to slow it down. I learned how to meet people to the heart to heart. I learned how to get into the buying psychology of the emotional context of it all and talk to that voice inside people's head that are keeping them awake at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to show you how you can use AI to position you and give you that power that comes with that space. I love what I heard Jim Quick say the other day. He was telling a story about how he met Stan Lee, the guy who created Marvel Comics. And he was down at dinner and Stan Lee said to him, "Who's your favorite superhero?" And Jim Quick said, it was Spider-Man, of course. And then he went to go and repeat the quote, the phrase, right? With great power comes great responsibility. And I connect to Jim Quick's story because he's another fellow guy who's dyslexic, right? He's known as the brain guy because he was a little bit slow as a kid. So he put a lot of time and effort into becoming the guy and understanding the way that our brain works. So he became the brain guy. So you see here what I'm doing here? I'm telling you a story that people can connect to on an emotional level, especially if you relate, connect, and resonate to this story. And when Jim Quick was retelling this story, he said to Stan Lee, with great power comes great responsibility. What he actually said and came out of his mouth, with great responsibility comes great power. And that's where I feel that where we're at, you know, with great responsibility comes great power. And so it's not great power brings great responsibility. It's flip it. Let's flip it and reverse it. And that's when we get our storytelling right. We have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to guide people on their journey. So I'm going to walk you through on how you can use AI to help you to, talk to Glenn's point here, to help you to learn how to do some really awesome messaging to be able to communicate more effectively. And this is the thing, right? When we know our topic, when we know our audience and how we can serve people, we can talk with confidence. We can talk with posture. We can talk with passion, just like I know I'm serving you right now. And I know that this message is resonating with your audience's heart because I've been there. I've done that. We're all somebody's guide, right? So make sure you stick around right to the end. I've got something amazing to share with you. And, we'll show you how you can come into this journey with us and walk this whole journey with us if that is something that is a good fit for you. And I realized I can't spell. Spelling is one of my weaknesses. And something right there, the T and the H just picked it up just right now. Dave needs to take note of that for next time. I'm a hopeless speller. There you go. All right. So why me? Why this? Why now? Well, I'm not going to sit here and talk about my story and my accolades. Just know that I've been in this game since 2010. I've made $1 million. I've lost it. I've made over multiple $1 million again, and I've lost it. And I'm coming out of COVID, and I'm back in this rebuilding. And one of the top network marketing guys out there for Travel Club, now helping to pioneer the space for Dream International. For Shopley, that was the Travel Club Dream International. And now in that space where people are coming to me and asking me, Jeff, how is this working for you? What are you doing? And how did we make this work? Just recently, I've just been brought into the Los Angeles Tribune, into their network. I'm now doing done-for-you services for Joseph McClendon III and Malcolm Jamal Warner. Michael Silvers is my new mentor. I'm helping to launch the Australian Journal as part of that to give the voice to Australian thought leaders and bring them onto a global stage. But I want to bring it right back to the story here, where at the beginning, as I shared, I was that creepy guy. I was that, the direct pitch guy, the link spamming guy. I was that person because I was passionate about what I was offering. And I had to shout from loud and proud from the rooftops. And I get it. If you're chasing leads or you're posting content and you're hearing cricket, I have been there time and time again. So I went to go solve my own problems. And then through solving those problems, I realized I can help others and help you to do the same thing. So people don't buy from strangers, right? And this is one of the big aha light bulb moments that I had was people buy from connection. They buy from the power of story. They buy from people they know that they have been where they want to be. They can see you as the guide. They can see you as the leader of the conversation, right? So your story of struggle and how you overcome that struggle, your story of pain and the emotion and the raw vulnerability around that is really powerful. And so we need to get out of our head and stop worrying about what other people think about us. And we need to get over those limiting beliefs and those blocks of what hold us back from sharing our story. And we all need to share our story, not from a victim's point of view, but from a hero's point of view. And not from becoming the hero, but by being a hero maker's point of view, right? And so our story takes people on that journey where it connects to people on that emotional level. It brings people in. And what we're looking for when we share our story with our audience is we understand our audience, we understand their pain, we understand their frustration, and we're rewording the story to speak to their heart. Because here's the goal, right? We want people to connect, relate, and resonate with us. So if anybody's not muted, can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Awesome people. So we want people to connect, relate, and resonate with us. And AI is a really powerful tool to help us to do just that. I want to make it very, very clear though. AI is not a replacement. It's a tool, right? You know, if I grab a hammer and I put that powerful hammer in a 3-year-old's hand, I'm likely to go get a few holes in a wall. If that's what I wanted, that's pretty cool. But if I put that hammer in the same master craftsman's hands that grows up to be a master craftsman, I'll get a cathedral, I'll get a grand piano, right? AI, when it's used correctly, I'm going to show you how I use it and to position you and give you that power and give you that responsibility. I want you to take this responsibility seriously. It's like I'm giving you the keys to a Ferrari. And this Ferrari, right? And if you know how to drive it to go from 0 to 2 seconds and go from 100, you know, unless you know how to do the gift shear, gift thing, and steer it properly, I want you to go and crash and burn right away. However, that said, I want you to embrace it because learning is messy. We learn how to fail forward fast. And that was the only way that I got to where I am today, by just pivoting and adjusting and taking, you know, the knowledge on board. You know, look at the Wright brothers story. Look at the Tom and Edison story. You know, Tom and Edison say, he found out 1,001 ways on how not to make the light bulb, and then he made the light bulb. You know, that's what it's all about here in this journey, right? I've just had a very similar story in that space. I've worked out a lot of what not to do, and I'm sharing it here with you today to help you to avoid that. You know, the smartest people out here is they learn from the wisdom of others. Me, myself, I don't think I'm that very smart, because I don't learn from the wisdom of others. I go fall flat on my own face, and I learn from my own mistakes. I learn the hard way. But if I took any lesson, if I had the same time all over again, yes.
Are you supposed to be sharing your screen?
Yes, I am.
It's not working.
Not working. Okay, that's the beauty of using new things. Let's try this again. All right, does that come back to it? Is that working, Joe?
Yeah, it's now.
Cool. All right. So we'll come back to.
I just added it to the stage.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. Thank you. All right. So, guys, I just need you guys to take care of the tech, please. Thank you. All right. So coming back to this, what we're talking about here. So today we're making sure we're going to help you to connect with the right people and help you to come to you, right? So I'm going to show you how to connect your story in a way that speaks directly to their heart. And where I was leading with this whole conversation is people connect to things that they relate to, that they resonate to, that they connect, you know, they can say that me too factor, right? So when you can see that you get that me too factor going, when people can connect to you on that story level, and they see you as the person who has gone through the fire, gone through the hero's journey, and come out the other end, that's attractive. That's where people can see you positioned. That's where trust is developed, that first level of trust, right? And trust is in an all-time low because there are too many people out there trying to sell, pitch. They're all in about what's in it for me, and it's all transactional conversations. Ever heard of the terms win, win, win? Like, that's a transactional conversation, right? I used to be like this. I used to say win, win, win all the time. But I'm coming into this space now where I just want to go and serve. I'm not attached to the results. I just want to go play the mission. The mission matters most, and serve in a way to meet people where they're at, to share my story that connects with their heart. And for those who are ready to move forward, great, let's go play the game. But see, I don't go chasing anybody anymore. People come to me because I've just learned how to become an awesome storyteller. And I'm going to show you how you can use AI today to do the same thing. So we're going to also unpack just really quickly to understand the three fundamental core elements to attraction marketing. You've heard me say it already: preparation, presentation, and communication. We're going to make sure that you come away with this so your people can understand your message that is simple and clear, and AI is going to help you to do the heavy lifting, right? We're also going to go in and show you how to craft your message in a way that speaks directly to your audience's heart. And I'm going to show you in real time, I'm going to basically build out a ClickFunnels funnel with you And then it's called Why Work With Me funnel. So you have a tool so you don't have to be the tool, right? In our 5-step recruitment process that I teach with our network marketing team, step 1, go start the conversation, go build rapport, go build trust, go find that heart-to-heart connection. In that conversation, you're looking to move step 2. Step 2 is how do we qualify people by asking the right questions? And then if we have something that can be positioned in front of them, how do we invite them to come check this out? So this takes us away from pitching, and now we're actually inviting. That's a much sort of more streamlined, nicer way of doing things. But it's also diving into the buying psychology. So because people hate being sold to, but guess what? We all love to buy. So we want to position our product as the solution that they are buying themselves. And when people buy instead of being sold, our buyer's remorse and that type of thing is almost a non-existent story, right? Because they've made the decision themselves. And if you're scared of sales because you're already making preconceived, judgments and opinions that people are going to say no to me anyway, that's self-limiting beliefs. And I go far as saying that that's an injustice because you're taking that decision away from them. See, this comes from understanding how we serve and how we can help. I never invite anybody to anything unless I know without a doubt that I can help them, that what we can do together will be a benefit of them. I'm not selling anybody. I used to sell a lot of people, but I've come to this position when I stopped selling, I actually sold a lot more, right? It's funny, it's very contradictory. So I'm going to show you how to build a funnel in a way that brings people to you and have that why work with me, right? To position you as that leader and as person that is putting the front foot forward and best dressed person out there to be able to bring them to you. We'll also show you how to, use people to book calls with you automatically. We're a really awesome tool that I'm going to plug in here called Calendly, and I'll show you how to do that. So coming back to the 3 core pillars, presentation. Why would you work with you? Yeah, if you would not work with yourself, how can you expect anybody else to work with you? Would you trust yourself based on your social media presence? I want you to go away after this call today, go look at it from that customer's point of view, look at your social media profile and ask yourself that question. Would you trust yourself based on your presence, on your engagement? AI can help you to position yourself in a more powerful way to show up in a light when you do the presentation and the preparation right. Moving into the preparation, like knowing your audience and your unique story is where the power really lies. Because then that's where we can have that heart-to-heart conversation before we even open our mouth and we get into a conversation in real time. See, the conversations equals conversions. Conversations equals conversions. We've got to stop trying to sell all the time on our marketing. Yes, there's a space to do the promotion, to invite people into the next stage of the journey. But what we're doing in social media should be more about engagement and awareness and storytelling, being a person of influence, right? And how do you do that? Well, you know your audience intimately, you know your story and how you can help people intimately in a deep way that people basically your content helps to people feel seen, valued, heard, known, and ultimately loved. Because the opposite of all of that equals unloved. And in a world that's starving for connection, that's starving for love, our responsibility in this show is to help people feel seen, heard, known, connected, and ultimately loved. And that's what we're doing here with attraction marketing, right? This helps us to get our crafting, our message that cuts through the noise. Hey, put your hand up here, or drop a couple of kangaroo emojis in the comments if you're watching along in the comments. If you'd like to cut through the noise, if you're sick of posting and you're getting crickets, if you're sick of putting up content and going through the grind and not getting results. See, it's not necessarily what you're doing is any wrong. It's not even how you're showing up is the problem. It's why you're showing up. And it's also, is your message cutting through the noise? See, the personal brands out there, the leaders out there, the thing that they all have in common is they're very clear on how they show up, who they serve, but more importantly, they're very clear on why they serve them. See, I'm very clear on my why. My why is to help people live a life by design by helping them to create a purpose-driven life, by helping them to develop a personal brand that helps them to represent them and build their life in their way. That helps them to create a laptop lifestyle, right? Laptop lifestyle, the meaning behind that, it's not about the fancy cars. It's not about the travel and the beach and the, the tropical paradise. The laptop lifestyle is freedom of when you get to show up, how you show up, why you show up, and where you show up. You know, for example, right, I'm just going to stop the screen share, guys, and come back to here for a second so I can come on camera. And I want to look everybody in the eye here. So when my son, you know, July 3rd, 2023, my son was diagnosed with, at that stage, it was called ADEM. And ADEM is a neurological autoimmune disease. And so he was playing soccer on July 2nd, played with his friends. And on July 3rd, he lost the ability to walk overnight. I saw my son's basically the ability of his motion just deteriorate before my eyes. And as a father sitting there in hospital, it just crushed me. I thought my whole world had been ripped out from underneath me, and it had. And that 24 hours was some of the scariest, most ordealing time in my life. But so with them, that led to a trip in hospital for about 2 to 3 weeks while they're figuring out what's going on. And in that side of that time, he was diagnosed with a thing called ADEM. Well, it was a misdiagnosis. 4 months later, he was diagnosed with MS. So 11-year-old diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, lost the ability to walk. He's in a wheelchair. And, you know, we're on our journey. The doctors said that it would take at least 2 years, 2.5 years for him to have the ability to be able to walk again. Well, we said, stuff that. we're going to go do this in a lot bigger, better way. And we've got God on our side. And so we took a journey together, and we went dig deep into our faith. We dig deep into our resilience, and we did this together. And so within 6 months, he was out of his wheelchair. He was up and walking on his own 2 feet. In 9 months, I took him to a trip to India with me, and we're walking around India, keeping up with going through our group in India. And through all of that journey, I was able to be father. I was able to be present and take him to the doctors and be by his hospital bed and be able to support my son's recovery journey whilst also I was building a business in the background, being able to support and provide for my family. That is the laptop lifestyle. That is freedom. That is why I do what I do, right? So sharing stories like this in a way is a way to connect with you guys. Put your hand up for those of you here on this call with me if that spoke to your heart, if that really resonated with you. Like, every one of you should have your hand up, because I know that that is why we're all here, right? To get that sort of freedom in our lives. And yes, money's great. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a money block conversation. Money is a tool, right? It's like oxygen. It helps us to facilitate that conversation to be able to bring people in, to be able to support them so they can go live their version of that laptop lifestyle. And that's why I do what I do, right? And it's why I get on and do crazy things like masterclasses like this to educate the masses, to be able to help them craft messages that cut through the noise and bring people into their world, into their community, and build that connection. So let's move forward. What we're going to learn today is around the solutions to attraction marketing, to how to draw your dream audience in, how to use AI to help you to support that conversation, and how to set the tone to help you to build a personal brand that connects and converts. So we're going to shift gears here a little bit, and we're going to get into the build out of the Why Work With Me funnel here. So Dave has put his hand up, and we're going to get him to be our little guinea pig today. And so Dave, if you just want to spotlight me and you, mate, and let's bring that on. Can we do that? We should be able to do that. Sorry, guys. We're just using a new tool called StreamYard. And it's a little bit fun. If I go group layout, and then I think we can... Okay, hang on, let me do this, mate. Right, there with guys. There we go. So solo layout, remove from stage. Don't even worry about it. Let's just rock and roll. I'm not going to spend any time on that. That's all right, guys. We're going to bring you on here on the studio, and you can see us here. So Dave and I are just going to have a conversation back and forth with each other, and I'm going to basically use ChatGPT and we're going to basically come into this space. Actually, sorry, Dave, I know what we can do here. Let's just remove everybody off the studio and just leave you and I there, and we can bring everybody back into the studio for Q&A later on. That's how we do it. Well done, mate. We got there on the fly. So, Dave, I'll get you to unmute yourself, mate, and we're going to talk.
Except I removed you to start with. Oops.
All good. All good. All right. So we're going to talk to ChatGPT. Just let me set the stage. So we're going to talk to ChatGPT. We're going to have a conversation back and forth. And I'm going to ask Dave some questions here. I'm going to get him to ask ChatGPT to ask Dave some questions, and he's going to answer them. So what we're doing here, guys, is we're going to do some preparation. And so we're going to do a bit of an audience deep dive. I'm also going to get Dave to share like his 2-minute, 3-minute story here. And Dave, please keep it short. I know you like to talk. It's not like me, right? I know we're a brother from another mother in that space. But let's just keep it short and focus around the why, the how, the what you do, and what's important for you. And, you know, in that story, you know, share about your beliefs and what you stand for and what you stand against. So, guys, I've been working with Dave very closely now for over close on 2 years now. And so we've got his message nailed down. So this is coming off of that foundation that we're already very clear on our message. But I want to show you how you would start this conversation and share your story with AI. Because AI is only as great as the information that you give it. It's garbage in, garbage out. Great stuff in, you're going to get great stuff out. So we're not used to do this, you know, ChatGPT Basics Bootcamp. You know, that's where I first started. Everybody's been using AI for a little while now. But if you're new to this and this is a bit overwhelming for you, totally get it. I want to speak to the caterpillars in a room for a second. Caterpillar meaning that you're so new to this, you're only just getting started, and that's okay. If this finds it's a bit overwhelming, then you need some help and support. That's what our community is for. Reach out to us. We'll help you to bring it back to your level and meet you where you're at. But let's say you've been experimenting with AI for a little bit now. You understand the concept on how it works. I'm going to just jump to that level now and show you what I use conversational AI. Conversational AI is like having a two-way conversation with Dave or a virtual assistant, right? I'm going to treat AI, ChatGPT in this case, as it's a member on our team. And so we're going to do some market research. I'm also going to give us feedback to dial it in so we can really get our message really, really clear. So Dave, you ready to go, mate?
Yep, let it ask away. I've got mine all prepared from previous. Anyway,
brilliant. Okay, so just confirm. Can you see ChatGPT come up now?
No, because I've got something in the road, but I can hold it. I'll add it to the stage. There you go.
Yep, you got it. You've added it to stage for me.
Yep, it's there now. Yep.
Awesome. I can see on my phone here we've got a bit of a delay going on. So, okay, awesome. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you. We're good to go. All right. So, for those of you who are watching at home on the live stream, if you've got any questions, leave us in the comments. We can see the comments come up here, and we'll do a live Q&A later on. Let's move this ball forward so we can do this. We're going to spend the next 20, 30 minutes here and build a funnel out together. Actually, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the end result here. I'm sorry, I meant to do that first. We're going to actually build this funnel together, and this is the end result. So this is the end result here. Dave, can you still see my screen?
No, hold on. I can now.
Cool. So we're going to build this why work with us funnel. So why work with Jeff funnel, right? We're going to come up with a catchy headline that hooks them in. But you can put a video here as well to do a bit of an introduction. But what I'm going to come up here is I'm going to come up with copy and the message here to cut through the noise and speak directly to your heart. We're going to rinse and repeat. And we're going to basically build this funnel out together with Dave here. And so going through the why, the how, the what, you know, the bridge from Sucksville to Awesome Town. And we're going to basically rinse and repeat this end result. And so, you know, the ultimate goal here is going to show you how to build a funnel out here on the fly, how to build a landing page, connect it through to your Calendly so people can then go book in a call with you, right? So don't be a tool, use the tool, right? And then, so that's step 3 in the recruitment process. Step 4 is follow up with them. Step 5 is enroll. So I'm going to show you how to create your own tools so you're not reliant on your company network's tools. You know, they're great conversations, but for people who are warm and hot. But what about those people who have never heard of you before? how do we help speed that process up and build people into a conversation? That's ultimately the goal that we want to take people to, is always connecting them to a conversation, because that's where we meet people where they're at, right? So going back here now to ChatGPT, let's just bring that screen share up and let's get this party started. So Dave, just confirm, mate, can you see my screen? Can you, spotlight that, please? Yep. Awesome. All right. So Dave, I'm going to get ChatGPT. I'm going to have a conversation with him, and I'm going to make sure that we can hear ChatGPT okay, because we need to make sure that that's working properly. And hopefully that's all working.
See if you can train him to ask one question at a time.
Yeah, I got it. Cool. Let's do this. All right, guys, this is on the fly. This is very much an experiment. We've got our framework of what we want to achieve today. This is us, being interactive and on the fly, right? So here we go. All right. So, hey, Chatty, how are you going today? I just want to confirm. Can you hear me okay? All right, Chatty, are you working? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. How can I help today?
Awesome. Let's rock and roll. So I've got my mate Dave Miller here, and we're just doing a interactive live stream here through StreamYard, actually, as a masterclass. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do some preparation so we can do some presentation and create a really awesome message. Essentially, what we're going to achieve today is I want to create like a why work with us funnel. And Dave, you just mute yourself, mate, until you're done. So I want to create a work with us funnel, yeah? So we want to make sure that the message speaks directly to Dave's audience's heart. So let's start with this. I want you to ask Dave a question. He's going to unmute himself, and he's going to answer your questions here whilst he's on that call with me. But I want you to ask Dave questions around helping him to pull out the key elements around his stories, so we can help to, for you to understand how to serve Dave in a better, more powerful way. I want you to act like that personal brand expert. I want you to act like Donald Miller from Story Brand and help us to craft a really powerful story that connects with people and basically helps us to develop this why work with us funnel, why work with Dave funnel. So I want you to ask your questions one at a time, and let's have a two-way conversation back with Dave to be able to help achieve this task. The next task that we're going to set up as well is we're going to do a deep dive in our customer avatar profile so we can match our story to speak to the audience's heart, so we can make them the hero of the story while we're positioning us, why work with us funnel. So Chatty, can you just confirm, are you ready to go with that instruction?
Absolutely. I'm ready to help craft that powerful story. Let's start by asking Dave about the key experiences and motivations that led him to his current journey. So, Dave, could you share a pivotal moment in your journey that made you passionate about what you do?
Dave?
Yeah, I can.
Great.
Pretty much.
So, Dave, can you tell me about defining?
We've spoke over Chatty. So this guy's actually, you got to make sure you talk to Chatty, let him speak back to you, and it's a two-way conversation. Actually forces you to slow down. So, Chatty, can you just repeat your question to Dave, and then I will button it up.
Sure thing. Dave, could you share a defining moment in your journey that made you passionate about what you do?
Yes, basically discovering that people that I work with, my target audience, are actually scared and don't know how to actually use AI. And that was probably the telling moment for me, because I really want to empower people to be able to embrace AI in their business and their personal lives. So the discovery of realizing how many people were scared of it and scared of it taking their jobs is, what the start of that was.
Sorry, Chatty, did you hear Dave okay then?
I didn't catch Dave's response. Could he repeat that? Or maybe you could summarize it for me.
All right, we might be having an audio issue here. Let me just quickly see what we can do to do some screen share. Let's try that again. Sorry, Chatty, I'm going to come back to you. All right, we've got to try and figure this out quickly, Dave. So if I go to present, I'll go share screen. Audio share. Yeah, I know you could hear him okay, but I don't know if he's hearing you okay. So we might have to pivot and adjust, and you can just share your story so I can answer his question. Obviously, this is a StreamYard limitation. This works on Zoom, okay? Gotta love using new technology. All right, yeah. All right, can you see my screen okay, Dave?
Only you and I. I can bring ChatGPT back up if you want.
Yes, please. Got it?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's just try that one more time, Dave. Otherwise, you can just tell me and I can repeat it back to him just quickly and we'll just get this done.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, so answer the question. So what was the question? Can you share a defining moment of your journey that made you passionate about what you do? So Dave, can you just quickly just share with me, mate, a defining moment in your story that made you passionate about what you do? And let's just see if Chatty can hear you okay.
Yep. I guess probably
Sure
what the one of the way.
Could you share a defining moment in your journey that made you passionate about what you do?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
There's probably a couple of
let's
them.
Move on to our next question. Dave, what unique skills?
All right. So Dave, you tell me, and then I'll quickly share that with Chatty.
Yeah. Well, I guess take it from this approach. I guess basically where I was working previously, I found limitations in my ability to actually perform my job, and from that led me to getting more into AI and using that to speed up my productivity at work and solve that problem.
All right, let me put that information in the Chatty. So Chatty, I've just spoken to Dave, and he's just sharing about his limitations around his own work as a digital marketer and website developer and marketer, and those limitations around that led him to wanting to discover how AI could support that conversation to help him to provide a better, more streamlined services for his client, and that sort of like had led him to becoming the AI consultant that he is today. Does that answer your question, Chatty?
Yes, that's perfect. Understanding Dave's background in digital marketing and his journey into AI consulting is really helpful. Now, let's dive deeper. Dave, what specific challenges did you face that led you to explore AI as a solution for your clients?
All right, we're just going to have to do this bit back and forth. But as you can see, guys, here, what you'd do is you'd have a conversation with Chatty, right? And we're sharing it here. So we're just pivoting and adjusting, and Streamline's not, listening to Dave. That's cool. I can relay the information back. So Dave, the question here was understanding your background in digital marketing to journey is really helpful. Now let's dive deeper. What is the specific challenge did you face that led you to explore AI as a solution for your client?
To be honest, time management was probably one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
I'll just try and keep it short so it doesn't drag on for too long.
Thank you. So you can see here, guys, we can talk back and forth, or I can type it out. So, okay, cool. So it's going now. So that's really insightful. Time management can be indeed a huge challenge. Can you share a specific instance where time management issues became a significant hurdle, and how did that moment push you towards exploring AI solutions, Dave?
Yeah, when I realized that working on my business was taking me away from my family.
And don't worry about spelling mistakes, guy. AI is smart enough to realize that Jeff can't spell and can figure that out. So Dave says that sounds like it's a really awesome turning point, realizing that your work was taking you away from your family. That's incredibly impactful. Could you share how that realization led to explore AI solutions to help better manage your time and balance with your business and family life?
Yeah, it led me to start to play around with AI, I guess, and realized I needed to use its ability to speed up the process of creating content for one.
Now I'm going to talk this out. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Chatty, just to answer your question there. So, Dave realized that, you know, using AI was a really powerful tool to help him to speed the process up so he could, you know, spend more time with his family and not be bogged down in, say, like content creation, in email marketing, that type of thing. So, he was looking to save time so he could be more effective and be more present with his family. Does that help answer your question, Chatty?
Absolutely. That makes perfect sense. So, Dave, when you started exploring AI to free up your time, what was the first big breakthrough or tool that made you realize, wow, this is a game changer? Or should I say boom sauce?
So you can see, guys, there, it's just changed voices, and it's also starting to use my language because we're using my AI here. But Dave, let's go back to that question. So what was it when you started exploring AI freed your time? What was the first big breakthrough or tool that made you realize, wow, this is where it's meant to be?
ChatGPT.
So Dave was playing around with ChatGPT, and he realized that, yeah, like this is a game changer, and ChatGPT was the one that really took it home for him. Actually, you know, Dave started to realize that through Jeff's Ross Laptop Lifestyle Dad's ChatGPT Unleashed program, where we worked that out together and we experimented and we figured it out together. Now Dave's actually Jeff's AI consultant because he just took this and ran with it, and you know, helped save, you know, Jeff a lot of time now with his copywriting, his video marketing, his funnel development, just about anything you can think of that marketing asset. Does that help to answer your question, Chatty?
Oh, that's gold. So Dave went from struggling with time management to mastering AI through the ChatGPT Unleashed program. And now he's actually helping Jeff save time. That's a full circle
Boom sauce.
transformation right there.
That's
Dave,
boom sauce.
what would you say was the biggest mindset shift you had to make in order to fully embrace AI and leverage it to its fullest potential?
That's a really powerful question, Chatty. So Dave, just help me feed that back to him. What was that? Hang on, what was the question again? Around mindset.
Yeah, I got
change.
it.
Yep.
Realizing that you were able to communicate with or make ChatGPT communicate through my voice and understand me to then portray that to my target audience.
So the big mindset shift change here for Dave Chatty was when he realized that he could communicate in a way that was his voice. So like we could clone him in such a sense. And it wasn't, you know, AI trying to replace Dave. That was very much a partnership with AI. It's AI plus our heart equals our superpower. That was the big sort of, you know, aha light bulb moment for Dave, and he could see straight away. That's where the game changer was for him in his own mindset. Does that help answer your question, Chatty?
Oh, mate, that's next level clarity. So for Dave, the real breakthrough wasn't just about using AI. It was realizing AI could amplify his voice rather than replace him. That's powerful. AI plus heart equals superpower. I love that. Dave, now that you've fully embraced AI as your partner in business, what's been the biggest impact on your daily life and workflow?
Pretty much being able to spend time with my family, and productivity, the amount of productivity has increased tenfold at least, minimum. So yeah, probably 100-fold. But yeah, just the ability to get through what I need to, and still have that time to spend with my family, and well, you know, living the laptop lifestyle dad at the way at the moment, which you can probably hear my son in the background because he's been rather noisy. But yeah, having that luxury of, you know, being at home with the kids when they're sick and you know, working at the same time.
AI has helped Dave to have the luxury of being able to work home with kids and really live the laptop lifestyle, you know, in a way that helps him to show up and still get stuff done, but have the freedom to be able to be present with his family and have that quality time and be dad where he needs to be dad, but also to be a really supportive network and a team player for the Laptop Lifestyle Dads community as our AI consultant, our go-to AI guy, and you know, and really does some awesome work. from Jeff's perspective, Dave has been able to step up and let his yes be a yes and his no be a no. And he's become a person of real integrity, and he's an integral part of the Laptop Lifestyle Dads team. And we would not be able to do what we do without Dave and his genius zone in the AI space. And so, you know, not only has it, you know, helped Dave to really step up and own that space and help him to be more proficient and more effective and help the team run a lot faster and play a bigger game, he's also able to be a really great father and be present with his kids and have that laptop lifestyle. Does that help answer your question there, Chatty?
Mate, that is absolutely spot on. Dave has truly embodied the laptop lifestyle, finding that sweet spot where he's crushing it in business while still being the dad he wants to be. And the fact that he's become such an essential part of the team, helping everyone move faster and smarter with AI, that's just...
All right, guys, I'm just going to speed this process up a little bit now, but you can see where this is going, right? So I'm going to get Chatty now to bring this story together. I'm going to get Chatty to do a quick sort of psychological neuroscience customer avatar profile. And then I'm going to get Chatty to help us to pull together the framework that we need to start to develop our funnel. Looking here at time, we've only got till 12 p.m. and I'm very present to time. If we need to, I will do a part 2 to this section. I think it's very important here to show you the AI power rather than the funnel development. But hey, put your hands up. You know, if you'd like to see us build the funnel out if we run out of time, I'll make sure I bring a part 2 series to this and we'll speed that process up. But I thought it was just very important to get this part done to show you how to use AI in this space. All right, let's keep moving forward. So Dave, thank you very much, mate. I think we've got what we need here, and let's pull this together. So, hey, Chatty, I want to now just bring this story together. So I want you to act like Dalton Miller from Story Brand, you know, and, you know, Simon Sinek from Staff with Why. Take all the information that here we've collected with Dave's story and pull it together in a story that speaks directly to our audience's heart. And then the next step we want to talk to is we want to create a customer avatar profile so we can then build this why work with us funnel. Are you ready to go with that, Chatty? Do you need anything from me?
Absolutely, mate. I've got everything I need to craft a compelling story brand inspired narrative that speaks straight to the hearts of your audience. I'll pull together Dave's journey from struggling with time management to mastering AI and stepping into his genius zone as a way to inspire and connect with your audience.
All right, so let's just see what that's doing there. Failed to generate. All right, so I've got my notes. Okay, cool. All right, we obviously got a tech glitch here. Let me just refresh that and get Chatty to do this again. So, okay, redo last instruction. All right. Okay, from overwhelmed to unstoppable, how Dave mastered AI to reclaim his time. The problem, Dave was working hard as a business owner, juggling demands of growing his brand while trying to present his family, be present for his family. Hey, if you're a father, put your hand up if you relate to that. He found himself constantly bogged down in content creation, email marketing, and funnel development, spending late nights grinding away. The business, the very business he started for freedom, was chaining him to his laptop, pulling him away from what mattered most, his wife and his kids. The frustration was real. He knew he needed a solution, but everything felt overwhelming. How could he scale his business without sacrificing his time with his family? I would even add to that, Dave, like how could we do that without costing a fortune? The turning point here, that's when Dave found ChatGPT Unleashed program inside, you know, Laptop Lifestyle Dads. Instead of learning how to learn about AI, they experimented together, figuring out how to make AI work for him, not replace him. The light bulb moment, AI plus our heart equals our superpower. For the first time, Dave realized that AI wasn't here to take over. It was here to amplify his voice, automate the time-consuming task, and give him back what he wanted most, time freedom. Dave didn't just learn AI, he mastered it. He saw how it could handle his marketing, from copywriting to building funnels, automating customer outreach. Instead of spending hours crafting emails and posts, AI became his assistant, cloning his voice and freeing up his schedule. And he didn't just stop there. Dave ran with it, became Jeff's AI go-to consultant, and an integral part of the Laptop Lifestyle Dads team. Now he helps others implement AI, making their business more efficient so they can finally live the laptop lifestyle without the stress. Dave reclaimed his time, now shows up fully for his family. He leveraged AI instead of fighting it and streamlining his entire business. He's not only growing his own business, he's helping others inside the Laptop Lifestyle Dads community to do the same. And yes, his yes is a no and his no is a no. He leads with integrity, balance, and clarity. The takeaway for your audience is, if you're stuck like Dave was, overwhelmed, overworked, and feeling trapped by your business, you don't have to stay there. AI is not here to replace you. It's here to empower you. You just need to learn how to use it the right way. Ready to reclaim your laptop lifestyle? Join the ChatGPT Unleashed program. So what we've done here is this is going into my ChatGPT, my AI, and it's using Dave's story now to plug into my products. If we were doing this on Dave's ChatGPT, it would be a completely different story. It'd be plugging into his products. That is that maturity and how we can support that. Look, we're going to continue to run with this. I just want to make sure that that's very clear for you, right? So we'll do some Q&A in a second around this, but let's continue. That's a really powerful story, Chatty. So now I want you to do a deep dive on our customer avatar profile to help us to connect that story to our audience's heart. Our avatars are network marketers, frustrated network marketers who are trying to leverage the social selling and AI space, and looking at ways to leverage attraction marketing and AI as a tool to help them to communicate and master their message and use streamlined customer value journeys in that space. Can you describe this customer avatar profile in such a detailed way that it dives into the psychographic, the demographic, the emotional triggers, and the story that they tell themselves is keeping them awake in anxiety and stress at 3 a.m. in the morning? All right, what's going on here? We got what we needed to. AI story.
I think you might have worn it out.
Fail to generate. Did you grab my voice profile? Yeah, okay. So it's got when we don't do. Okay. Running too fast for it, I think. All right, let's just refresh it. Having a tech glitch. It's having a meltdown. All right. Let's go. Okay. Fail to generate. Help. So let's just copy and paste that and see what it does. Customer avatar profile. Here we go. Now we're in business. All right. Predominantly female to male, married with kids. Yeah. So we're doing the demographical data. Cool. Can you see now here we're starting to get a deep dive now. And the next prompt here I'm going to do is connect that story to this audience's heart. So, and then we'll be able to bring out our framework to be able to bring in the content that we need for this funnel. I don't think we're going to get time to build out the funnel part today, guys. So we'll come back around to that. I think we'll do a part 2 to this series. So apologies around that, but I really want to make sure that we slow this down and support you and empower you. Can you all start to see, though, this is where I would start if I'm building a funnel. And you know, we want to make sure that we're getting a copyright to be able to then support what we need to do with the functionality of the funnel. All right, we stopped here. Okay, cool. Awesome. Everything is awesome. Okay, now we got our story. Now we've got our avatar profile. So we're doing our preparation, right? Let's now start to bring our presentation together. So, hey, Chatty, that's an awesome profile there with our customer avatar profile and Dave's AI story. Now, I want you to reword Dave's AI story to talk to our avatar, to talk directly to the heart of it all. And I want you to reword it in a way that positions the avatar as the hero of the story, not Dave. I want you to take the two together and blend it together. And essentially from there, I want you to take all of that information that we're building here and create a why work with us direct sales letter. So why work with Dave? Well, you know, direct sales letter here, and position him as the go-to AI consultant to speak directly to our avatar's profile heart. Hey, ask me questions one at a time if you need clarity on our next instructions. AI's having a bit of a malfunction. Okay. Let's just, it's obviously copying what I'm doing there. And it's just having a bit of a funny 5 seconds. Let's just try this to rejig it. What's it doing now? All right, it's taking the story from the profile. From overwhelmed to unstoppable, AI breakthrough. Now it's you've started your network marketing. See what now it's done? It's positioned the story as the audience as the hero. It's taken Dave's story here now. Turning point, AI comes to it. So it's now speaking to that voice in your head. Best part, get your time back. Why work with Dave? Because, yeah. Now you can start to see here with what I've done with this funnel here with, let's go back to the screen share. And you can start to see the similarities, right? You know, now we've got the why work with Jeff Ross, laptop lifestyle dads. You don't know where to start. So now I could even take that as a framework, and I can copy and paste that in. And I just want to say reword this framework now to work with Dave's story. So let's just come back to that screen share. Okay, so we've got our story there. All right, so reword this template to now suit why work with Dave story. All right, so now we're getting somewhere. Now we have the elements for the copy for our page. And so it's going to reword that story now. And now we've got our headline straight away, from overwhelmed to freedom. That hooks you in, right? That's a really good hook, the shortcut you've been looking for. Why work with Dave? Your AI-powered guide to success. G'day, legend. It's obviously using my language, but you know it would talk like Dave if it was his AI. If you're here, you already know a few things about you. You're sick of spinning your wheels, posting DMs. Okay, it's talking to that pain that Dave was having as a content marketer. You know, you've tried all the strategies. You're harder. You know, book in your virtual 15-minute call. You know where you don't want to be. From overwhelmed city to algorithm changes, cricket on your post. So you can start to see here that's very similar to what I had, but it's bringing in Dave's story, you know, the bridge from overwhelmed to AI-driven success. And so I could really personalize that and we could go right into it. But Dave's here, attraction marketing, AI plus storytelling, how to get the power, how to build, became the go-to AI guy. So it's now bringing his credibility factor in. Book your call in with Dave. So now I've got all the elements to go build a funnel. So what did that take? We started this whole conversation at around 11:09 as we recorded. It's now 39 minutes. So that took half an hour to 25 minutes for us to be able to come up with that information there. I'm going to pull up here. We're going to do a part 2 to this conversation. And so I'll do a part 2 to the actual funnel development part of this conversation. But I just want to bring those people who are here on live with us for this conversation here. And I'll just get everybody to mute yourself unless you're talking. And let's just do a bit of a Q&A check-in here before we move on. So, let's start with Melissa. what was the big key insight light bulb moment for you in that conversation? And yeah, like, let's geek out with you a second. So like, let's just spend 20 seconds on each person and we'll go around the room. What was your key takeaway from that?
Everything. I can't believe you can build a funnel out of ChatGPT. Like, every time I learn something, it just blows me away. I know it's the simple steps that I should be putting together by now, but it just blows me away every time that something new comes up and I'm like, how the heck have I not even tried to play with that yet? So I'm on it.
Brilliant. Love it, right? So this whole conversation is about empowering and equipping people. Do you feel empowered?
Oh, 100%.
Love it, love it, love it. Judy, what about you? What was your 20-second sort of light bulb moment? And sorry, Judy, you'll need to unmute yourself. Let's try this. There you go. Way you go, Judy.
Okay. The same thing, really, just knowing what to put in to get out what you need. Yeah.
It's very powerful. And it's not what to put in to know what you need to get out. Love it. Thank you. And Jan, what is your big insight from that?
A whole lot. AI is totally new and we all need to do it, even the older generation, which looks as if we're all about over, say, 30. I'm going to go with Melissa. So I think we all need to do AI. It's just understanding it and getting those questions correct for Chatty, because like I'm starting to use Chatty, my mate, and he's starting to understand me, and I'm just using the free version. So yeah. It's great. On.
So my oldest student is 86 and my youngest student is 13. So age is not a limitation when we come to play in this space.
No, and we all need to be on here in the AI industry. We need to bring it into our content creation.
We've got to leverage it. It's not a replacement. I see a lot of people trying to use it as a shortcut. It's not a shortcut, but as a very powerful tool to help us to go run faster for sure. Love it. And Barbie, what was, let's unmute you there, Barbie. What's been your biggest insight from today's conversation? Can you unmute there, Barbie? Are you available? It looks like you're frozen. Let's just try one more time. No, Barbie, you're still muted, so all good. We'll move on if you can't unmute. It's all good. No, sorry, we'll move on, Barbie.
I can't unmute her either.
Yeah, I've been trying to do it too. It's all right. For the sake of the show, we'll move on. So, guys, thank you very much. I think we're going to have to do a part 2 series to this. Put your hand up if you'd like to see that funnel development. Awesome. And if you're watching the comments below, just put in hashtag yes me. We'd love to see how you build out funnels. I will do a quick sort of new, we'll pivot and adjust. We'll bring in that calendar for next week. And so we'll pick it up where we left off here. And either that or I can bring in the conversation for our part 2 series. Nah, we'll just do a whole nother series. We're instant repeat for all of our people who are joined to come on at 7 p.m. tonight. So we wanted to make sure that we're a global community here, that we're serving a global audience. So those of our friends in the Northern Hemisphere have 2 times to choose from, and also for serve Australian, New Zealand audience as well. So we had today at 10:30 a.m. Sydney time. We've also got the same masterclass happening at 7 p.m. tonight. If you want to come join us on that and go a little bit deeper with this, let me know. But let's just quickly open it up. Does anybody have any burning questions? If you had the opportunity to, sit in a room with a $1 million conversation and pick the brains of 2 awesome AI guys, what would be your question that you would like to ask? How can we support you? Judy, do you have any burning questions?
Not just right now.
Right. Jan, John, Mel, Barbie, if you can unmute yourself. If not, use the comments. And we've also got our chat guys going on here with the comments as well. So what is your burning question? If you have the opportunity to ask us, we'll be watching this later on. So let us know in the comments below. But Mel, do you have any burning questions? Jan, I see you unmuted yourself.
I guess I've got one if it's a quick one to answer, but if it's not, what's the best way to develop your own niche prompts? So like you're asking those consistent questions, I guess. Is it just literally that?
Yeah, look, it's understanding how AI works and understanding the frameworks. So very basic. You saw the way I spoke to it. So I want you to act like blah 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 blah. Right. So I want you to act like a project manager. I want you to act like a copywriter. I want you to act like a social media manager. I want you to act like Donald Miller, Darren Hardy, blah blah blah. So act like. Then you give it a clear instruction and the objective that you want to achieve. And then I always like to ask for clarification. So ask me clarifying questions if you need support in that space to be able to help answer the question. So you get that two-way dialogue. So it's all about the framework of the prompt and the instruction that you're giving it. You know, when I first came onto AI, I just basically said, hey, I want you to write me a story on the benefits of how to be an attraction marketer. Right? So I gave it no context. I gave it no content, and it just goes and basically uses whatever information's out there online, and it'll bring in the generic content for you. I've come into this space of learning you need to, framework, act like, objective, clarifying questions to get the job done. And the other thing too is I will then, I will share a story. I'll write drunk and edit sober. It's called the Hemingway principle. So I will, just jot my notes in, and then I'll give it the clear instructions. I want you to act like a storyteller who works with Donald Miller. Help me to bring through the lessons for this story and bring it home together to be able to help me to articulate and communicate in a way that resonates with my audience.
Brilliant. Thank you.
You're gonna really treat it like it's a team. It's a real person. It's a person on your team.
Thank you.
All good. Cool. That's right. We've had people who've had to run off. So yeah, look, you're more than welcome to come back tonight if you're available. 7 p.m. Sydney time is the next one. John's got, is this question, is this nicheable? Is there a list of questions I can feed the AI? Is there coaching? So yeah, look, that's going to be my next, I'll answer that question there for you, John. So the next step in this journey is come join us with our Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy. So Dave's an AI coach in that space. I'm a copywriter, strategist, and customer value journey expert. Jade Winsley, who's a part of our team, she is our funnels and systems queen in that space. And so the three of us together are the coaches for the Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy. And that's an 8-week curriculum where we go through and we help you to lay down the foundations and build the fundamentals. Essentially our objective with that is to help you to get clarity on your message, help you to get clarity on, what did I do there? I pushed the wrong button. So we get clarity on our message, get clarity on who we're talking to and our niche. So we understand our audience and we understand them in a detailed way. And it's also to help us to create messages and prompts so we can communicate and become storytelling in that effective way. And that's all, becoming a person of influence, right, is just learning how to become a master storyteller to be able to support that conversation. So, yeah, come along to our Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy. If you'd like more information around that, reach out to us, put a hashtag #YesMe. Let me just grab you the link that you can go check this out and get started right away. Dave, whilst I'm just searching for this link, mate, do you have any other key insights or light bulb moments that you'd like to share with the conversation?
I might as well. I can occupy some time for you. I think one of the biggest things is, I guess, now how easy it is actually to get the prompting and get the results that you need out of ChatGPT with the advances in the technology, I suppose. Once upon a time, you really needed to be a good prompt engineer, and now you can basically, have a conversation with it, and it'll, if you just ask it to ask you questions and create that conversation, you'll actually get to the end of what you're trying to achieve pretty simply, really, and get good quality outcomes, as opposed to once upon a time you would, type in something when you had no clue and it would, garbage in, garbage out. So I just think, it's pretty incredible how far it's come along and how much easier it is to getting to use it and get, good quality results out of it. And I guess the other thing is for people that are slightly newer, don't be afraid to try different things with it. Yeah, just use it and try and kill it, because I do every day, try to kill it, but it won't break.
Fail forward fast, right? And we just experiment and we just get bigger and better and we go play the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So drop a hashtag yes me if you'd like the link there. I've just dropped it in as well. If you can't see it, let me know, we can reach out. I'm also just going to drop in my Calendly link here as well for those of you who want to jump on a quick 15-minute one-on-one call with me. And we can then do a bit of a deep dive. I can answer some of your questions together and take it to more of a one-on-one call. And also we can unpack and explore what our next steps are to see if it's a good fit for you. So there's my Calendly link to go and book in a 15-minute virtual coffee with me. And yeah, we'll pick this conversation up. We'll bring in the why work with us funnel development and show you how to use ClickFunnels, show you how to calendar, take the content that we've just created there and show you how to build a funnel together inside like 20, 30 minutes to be able to bring that home very, very quickly. Jen, you had a question that you wanted to ask. You unmuted yourself there before. Sorry, just yeah.
Sorry, I got my laptop so I can see you. I got my phone so you can see me.
What was your question, champion?
Is ChatGPT the best tool for novices and for beginners?
Yes, 100%. Okay. Get started with ChatGPT. Look, there are a lot of different AI tools out there now. I would recommend that everybody cutting their teeth and learning this space, start with the OG, the original gangster, as they say, and start with ChatGPT. And when you understand the mechanics and the how powerful the tool is and the frameworks and how it works, then you can start exploring on tools like Claude or Grok or there's a few other ones that are coming down the space now. But yes, ChatGPT is probably the most beginner, basic level, user-friendly space to start. But once again, look, this is all covered in our Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy. Once a month, Dave's going to be doing these Teach Me AI masterclasses with Dave. We're going to be doing these masterclasses on once a month too at the Laptop Lifestyle Dads community. So we've got something for everybody to meet them where they're at, right through to our one-on-one coaching and mentoring packs for our 12-1 sessions, through to our Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy entry-level sort of products there. Does anybody have any other questions? We've probably got about another 3 or 4 minutes before we've got to go. Nope. All right. So I suppose my question for you and the audience who's watching is, what did you like best about today's training? What are you taking away and how are you going to run with this and implement this new knowledge? Melissa?
I just think the simplicity of talking to ChatGPT is it's something I've done once before, and I had a really good conversation, believe it or not. And so I think this is probably, I need to save myself some more time and speak it and not type it.
Yeah. I find speaking is also what it does is it helps to chatty to understand the way that you speak, and it starts to develop that profile as well much easier. So it starts to communicate more like you do.
Yeah, so I'll definitely give that a go today.
Love that. Judy, what's been the thing that you liked best about today's training?
Learning that you can speak to ChatGPT. Is that just the paid version?
Yes, you have to have the $20 version. You have to have at least to be able to do that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Cool. And Jan, what have you liked best about today's training?
I love the whole lot. I learnt so much just in that like hour and a half or whatever it was. It's unbelievable. I opened my eyes.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, everybody who's either joined us live here in the studio or who's commenting on YouTube or in the Facebook group or on the Facebook page. We really appreciate you and very, very blessed to be your guide on this journey. And this is just the start. Our job here is to empower, to equip, to educate, to help you, to support you so you can go create a personal brand, so you can go create a life by design and a business that is purpose-driven, that's mission-driven. So we would love to see you in our academy if you're not already. If you wanted to jump on a one-on-one call, there you go. You've got my 15-minute virtual coffee link. And let's go play. Let's go do this together we would love to invite you to come into the community and join us. For those of you who are not ready for that, that's cool. You can stay at the free Facebook group level, and we'll serve you in the best way that we can. Coming in closer to the community is the way to take the handbrake off, to run a lot faster and go play a bigger game. So we thank you for your time. If you're watching the replay and you've got any conversations or questions that you want to have with us, just leave them in the comments, and we'll see you on our next masterclass that we bring the part 2 to this section, to be able to help you to bring all this together, to be able to develop a funnel. So then you've got a tool that helps you to stop you preventing from being the tool. Use the tools, don't be a tool. Thank you, guys. We'll see you on the next class. Thank you for your time. Bye for now.